I am Yellow Mist, and in today's video, we will be talking about how we are living in a bare minimum age or something. How we're living in the bare minimum. Because first of all, if you go back to 2017, the time of Toys to Life, there's this certain game known as Disney Infinity, and that was the greatest game of its time and most people's childhood. And there were 3 games: Disney Infinity 1.0, Disney Infinity 2.0, and Disney Infinity 3.0. And Disney Infinity 3.0 was the last game. But there was going to be a 4th game. But that got canceled. And you can thank companies for doing that, because what happened was Disney Infinity was a Toys to Life game, and since it was a Toys to Life game, you would have to go out and buy figures. And figures were not cheap to make. And they were also not cheap to buy. So what Disney decided to do was cancel Disney Infinity 4.0, rather than what I would like to trademark as my motto or my business slogan, which, although it's not really my business slogan, don't scrap it, make it better. So they went with the bare minimum and just said, oh, we're gonna not make Disney Infinity 4.0, and we're gonna cut ties with Avalanche, I think the name of the studio it was. But later, guess what happened? And I will give you 5 minutes to guess what happened to Avalanche Studios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you said they brought back Avalanche Studio, they brought back Avalanche Studio. And that's the irony. They got rid of it only to turn around and say that they brought it back. And the irony out of this is what people want, oftentimes we don't get it, because they rather settle for a cheap business model. And I'm not trying to be rude or vent or anything. This is just more of a discussion type video. And businesses settle for the bare minimum, which the bare minimum is going with the cheap route rather than taking the time to actually make something good. And this is most businesses. It's not like all of them. It's just most of them that want to get money but do less of the effort because it's cheaper. Because apparently in the business world, if they do something cheap and easy, somehow it makes them the most money. Which oftentimes that fails. It just depends if it's a big name. Which I probably don't need to tell you what the big names are. And oftentimes we ask for something like the revival of Disney Infinity. We get the bare minimum and we have to do petitions. And there's a petition on change.org called Bring Back My Childhood, which this petition is pretty popular. And it's a petition saying to Disney and Avalanche to revive Disney Infinity and to make Disney Infinity 4.0. Which is probably something that many people want to see. And I just think if companies actually did more of what we asked, it doesn't really have to be what we are particularly asking. Like, businesses just need to put more in. Some businesses need to put more effort into what they're doing. And I'm not saying that they may not be doing this. I'm just saying that most companies that you would think of, which I don't really know if they are doing the bare minimum, but hey, if something comes out not just right, then you know what companies are not doing what we particularly ask. And that's something that they should do, but doing the bare minimum is much cheaper and more cost effective, which I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying if it's not done right, then it could be the bare minimum and turn out wrong, which in some cases doing the bare minimum is something that you should do. But in certain cases doing the bare minimum is not what you should be doing. And lately, it feels like certain companies are doing the bare minimum and taking things in a direction where things should not be going. And that particular part is not aimed at anything particular. And I would just like to finally add that if we actually did get a Disney Infinity 4.0, like maybe in 2027 or some point next year, which I don't really know if next year is a possibility. Anyway, guys, if you liked this video, comment, subscribe, comment, and share the video with someone who wants to see Disney Infinity make a comeback. Anyway, guys, I have been Yellow Mist, and I will catch you guys in the next video or stream. Bye, guys.